What's up, everybody? This is the Grand Line Gazette, where we talk about One Piece every damn day, and you are damn right. We got another episode review, 1120. I didn't like the recap, so we're not talking about it. Nope. But we're going to talk about what happened last week. I was on vacation. I'm sorry. But we got CJ here. We got Kev here.
Taking a break. You work hard, man. You don't have to apologize for going on a vacation.
I got to apologize to all 6 of our subscribers.
Fact. They deserve an answer.
They deserve an answer. Thank you, Kev. But yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to do a quick recap. It came out last week, so we're sure you guys know what happened. But, you know, we got to... we just took all the episodes off our last channel and put it on this channel. So, you know, 2 break weeks back to back is really hurting us.
Yeah.
But we got to keep the train going, so let's go. Kev, you want to start the episode off?
Yeah. I mean, so where we left off was Cobra was just murdered. So we got Sabo trying to escape, and that's kind of where the episode starts off. Sabo's bleeding. I mean, he's badly hurt. He's just trying to get away. And he gets a little jump scare from a little woodland creature. He gets freaked out. Which is great, because then he immediately gets cornered by the gods, or the what's the army called? The Holy Knights.
The Holy Knights.
The whole.
And this is all a reaction to seeing Imu for the first time. Remember, he ran into Imu for the first time. You know what? We're just gonna take a break right here. Kev has a theory right now. He showed me a video.
Stop.
Yo, bro. I swear to God, if we don't we gotta make some time for it. Okay. We'll go back. We'll go back.
No, right now. No, go ahead. Go now.
All right.
Now.
So in the whole cake arc, you got Sanji, who's about to get married to Pudding, and out of nowhere, from the moon, it seems like this butterfly comes down and it lands on his finger, and he kind of freaks out a little bit after noticing it. So it could be Oda just leaving a part out where he's delivered a message. But then when we're introduced to Imu, before you see Imu is Butterfly. I mean, I showed Corey. It was I don't know.
Episode 770, episode 890. That's all I'm saying. All right, back to episode 1120. So yeah, Sabo's bleeding out.
Was the theory that there's a correlation with butterflies, or butterflies mean
Imu
something?
sending a message. Imu sending a message to Sanji. Sanji's the traitor. Who knows?
Thing,
there was a chain on it. It doesn't have to be a traitor thing, but hey, maybe. But hey,
yeah,
pretty dope. He gets freaked out by a little squirrel though, or a rabbit, and you're like, okay,
yeah.
A rabbit, and you're like, is this a thing to go into the hunting tournament later? What are we doing here?
Very, very good.
But he is bleeding out, and yeah, he's just kind of keeping it together. That's when we see, Cobra's
I still
retainers.
have the issue with that, him not using hockey or being able to perceive hockey from someone who's strong enough, because you are really acting like Ace, acting like nothing can hit you or hurt you. That's why you got caught slipping and are mortally wounded, walking through the woods, leaving a trail of blood and shit. I still have a problem personally with his particular character, but I get it.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, maybe that doesn't work on Imu. Maybe he can just hit Paramecia users. Or, not Paramecia. Maybe he can just hit Logia types. Let's just pray to God Smoker don't get in the same room as him. Because Smoker got a hard time fighting just normal people. But yeah, that being said, it goes over to Cobra's retainers, who are still looking for him, and Vivi. I don't know how you're going back home after this. You're going to the most secure place ever in history that we know of, and you lose the king and princess? Nah. Give me your passport. Give me your passport.
Somebody got to answer for this, dog. Somebody in the security got to answer. Because
somebody's got to answer. They just
this
send
is
them
your
home.
whole
They're
job.
They're like, they're not here. Go home. Yo.
I'm sorry. Do you understand? I will be put to death if I go home without these two.
They're
Like,
looking in the city streets asking strangers for a princess. They're like, what? No, sorry.
which is wicked work to go to somewhere like Mary's Wild and run into the streets with the commoners and start asking them to do your job for you. Have you seen this person? Like,
well, and did you guys get the same vibe? Like, these people look like commoners, but we're in
Yeah.
Marie Joie. They're not commoners.
Yeah.
Like, they are,
Like they're
like-
just normal people up there.
yeah,
and so it's like, what do they think of the outside? What is their point of view of the outside?
I bet
world?
you there is a certain level of like Marie Joie where it's like they even made a hierarchy within themselves,
Yeah,
which enforces the strict racism they have on others. But it's like,
Yeah.
like the normal everyday people that aren't wearing like spacesuits and stuff like that. They're like, no, we can. I would like to go down there.
I think you're 100% on the nose with that. It's like the people outside the spacesuits are like seem like pretty normal citizens. They may be benefiting from the racism that's
Now
in the world,
now
but
again,
they may not know it.
we're only seeing them go to the store. There's nothing they could do wrong just going to the store doing their own
Yeah.
chores. Like, we ain't seen them face to face with like one of the slaves yet. Yo, like,
we
where
did
they're like,
see
get
them
out of here.
dismissive though.
It-
They're neither supportive, they're dismissive.
Yeah.
Like you have dude running up asking for help with Vivi and everything. They're just like, "Oh, I'm walking here. Excuse
Yeah.
me." Like they'll give you the consideration or the kindness of looking in your direction, but yeah, get out the way. I'm still doing this. Nobody helped him.
I
That
feel like
makes
that's
sense.
understandable.
Still-
Like, I'm not helping no
Yeah.
random guy running up to me with a paper looking for somebody. I'm like, nah, you got it, bro.
Well,
Sorry.
and I mean, I guess you know, I'm assuming that they just simply don't know who Vivi is and they haven't seen her, and they're like, hey, no, I haven't. Get out of my.
Which
And also,
is
you
wild.
dress weird. Why are you dressed like this?
Okay,
But that's
okay.
the part that I'm
Whatever.
saying is like it's wild because you have all these foreigners or all these nationalities or countries coming in. You, if you're on top of marriage law as a commoner, you still know about the reverie. You still know about like all these other countries and stuff. So these
Well, okay,
dignitaries
so
coming up.
they noticed the clothes. I'll give it that, but still, like, I think that's very. I don't see many people stop. That would be a big ask to just be like, oh, I'll help you look too. I don't know, for me, but Vivian is with
And
Wapo by the docks, and I guess Wapo. I guess his whispers are loud because he's so big. You know what I mean? Because like he's trying
Got
to
a big
whisper
mouth,
to her.
dog.
Yeah, like
That
she's
doesn't make
she's
sense.
like, hey, hush, and he's like, hey, why don't you get out of here? She's like, what? Will you shut up? He's like, well, get out of here. And I'm like, bro, there ain't no way they don't hear him. But
Do you think him being big makes him not have quiet whispers, or not the fact that he's frantic and afraid of what just happened?
I think it's a
because of his
combination.
size?
I think I think a giant won't be able to whisper. So
And
I
some
think
people
it's
just
the
have-
same, like just a larger thing can't whisper as loud or quiet.
And some people just have that personality, like where they do not have a whisper mode.
And he
Like
seems
they're like,
that. Yeah.
they just a loud motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
it's like, nah, I'm just gonna scream whenever I talk. It's
It's
like,
like
oh.
just you talking lower than what you normally talk ain't whispering. Like shut up. Like what are you doing? Yo. And he's asking her the right questions. He's like, why don't you just get out of here then? Like he don't need her. Yo, Vivi's the bad one in this situation. Like Vivi, you don't need to be tagging along. But yeah, and that's when they get on the ship. We go over to Big News Morgan. Yeah, I mean, any thoughts about like that interaction with Big News Morgan or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, he's like, hey, we're gonna approach the ship acting like we're gonna interview people for a story. Do not let anybody see you get onto our ship. Like, even he's trying to be like, even he's trying to just keep out of the way of the government, even though he's like a mobile, like air balloon.
Yeah,
So he's trying to stay secretive. Like, if somebody witnesses that Vivi the princess got onto his ship, he might get also.
I don't think it's that. I think is if somebody witnesses Vivi and Warp will get on a ship, it ruins his story. Because then they're like, oh, now we can throw Morgan into this whole. Like, how does he fit in the mix, and how does he do it? Because we've seen them all together.
That's true. It's like, oh, you're just working with him. Like,
Exactly.
Gotcha,
But if you think
yeah.
it's snuck onto there and he still gets the story unfiltered, now it's like Morgan got this story out of nowhere. He's done it again. That brilliant bird him or some shit.
or so, whatever they say about Big News Morgan, or whatever he writes about himself.
Right, whatever.
And
Whatever his autobiography says.
the story had, I mean, they had to pick him up so fast because, I mean, by the time Sabo gets to Lelucia, he's being crowned a great hero for killing Cobra.
But again, these places aren't close. That's just the time.
Fair.
Like, it could be.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know, but
because
we were on the map on Friday.
Yeah, that's true. That's
the
true.
turnaround
But
from
it's
him
like
getting the information and then putting it out before they got to Lelucia, that was still pretty fast.
Yeah, I do it like this. Like they say it was 2 days from Zoe to 2 weeks from Zoe to like Whole Cake. They were like traveling for like a day and a half, weren't they? Like 2 days after Wano to get to their like respective places. So like I'm thinking like some of these places are like a day and a half, 2 days away. I think like Water 7 was like a day away from all that stuff where Robin happened or something. I don't know. But like with these islands, like their trip back from like the Reverie, I'm thinking like a day and a half, 2 days for some of these places that were on that close quarter that we were looking at on the other day.
Yes.
So I'm thinking they could have had some time. This is just when Imu basically. This is when we get the introduction to all the Gorosei's actual names. Like we've had them in the manga, but I think this is when they actually say all of their actual names in the anime. I'm not going to go over all their names right now, but yeah, this is when they were doing that imprint thing on the screen. And Imu was saying, all right, well, I like to use the Mother Flame. Let's use it on Lelucia. And they were like, oh, why? Why Lelucia? And like, it's close.
Which makes a whole lot of sense, because in the manga you find out later that we only have this samples because York sent it to them. So they gotta test it out. They don't know. You know, you gotta check out the purity. You can't just be having a dealer just give you shit and be like, hey, it's stepped on.
Man, you can't just
baking powder
checking it.
Yeah, so you got to use it, and then he's just like, well, I mean, I'll just use it on Lelucia, and it just utterly demolished. So
based on the timeline of all this stuff, because like I was saying, they already had the portion York gave them. I'm just trying to see if I can find something where it's like the government already knows about Vegapunk and they're just setting him up for failure at this point. Because York already betrayed him. So what is their move? Because Sabo does some shit and sees something and they blow up an entire island. But they're still letting Vegapunk cook.
That's because they want Punk Records.
They need it. They need the Mother Flame.
And they don't know. Well, they want the Mother Flame and Punk Records, I think, and they don't know exactly how to get rid of Punk Records or to access it or harness it, so they have to keep it intact at some point. And they did do like the Buster Call that was supposed to like destroy it all. And after it got away, I didn't exactly. Well, it was probably over the clouds. But I think that is a primary objective. It's like, oh, you have all the information? No, we need that. We need it. Yeah. We need a Texas, whatever that place is that makes all the books.
A library.
No, he's talking about books. Texas Instrument, which it makes the calculators.
No. There's for like all the majority of our like science and history books and everything. They used to be like published out of like Texas. And it was like really regulated, and it's getting more regulated, and that's why like a lot of stuff in like the history books is just like, come on, man, you know that. Why would you write it like that?
No. I mean, hey, don't even get me started on this rabbit hole, because I found out like in like the 16th century they made Africa much smaller than it really is in all of the like maps in the world.
Oh, well.
And then Yeah. I found that out a couple years ago. It
But
wasn't
yeah,
recently, but
I mean,
it's like,
Golden
it's
State would love
crazy.
to do that. They'd be like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
let's just reset everything.
I mean, they are right now. They're
Yeah.
blowing Lelusi off them.
Yeah, and they got to test it out. So yeah, very cool. Cool animation. We get to see vampire looking guy again to support my vampire. There are more than 1, 2, 3 vampires now.
Mm-hmm.
Mihawk,
Juicy.
the leader of Lelucia, Stussy, and possibly Perona.
Well, and then there was also a vampire game way back that was based.
Did you say Emo is a vampire?
No.
No, the leader of Lelucia, this
Oh.
guy with the fangs.
I was just checking to see.
The one they threw in, the one they threw in prison right when he
Yeah.
got back. He saw everything blow up right in front of him. It's like, what are we doing? Yeah. We go to the Marines. Sengoku's mad. He's discharging all of the
Seraphim.
the Seraphim. We get to see the Gecko Morio one, the Crocodile one, which is cool.
Dofi.
Dofi, yeah, bro, the coolest ones. We see a preview of like Crocodile and Daz Bones fighting, and one of my favorite moves in all of One Piece, Shambles. It's just cool, bro. So you're just making tornadoes. How you got what? Gara did a lot of things with sand. Never made tornadoes. Yo, that's all I'm saying. He could be peeling people's skin off.
He's a problem.
Um,
Crocodile's gonna be a problem.
Just don't get no water near him.
Yeah.
Just make sure it don't rain. I hope.
And
he,
then, I mean,
I hope he fixed
we got-
that. I hope he fixed that.
Or just like awakens past it, like where he, like, I don't know. Who
I
knows?
hope he has hockey.
Dude, imagine black sand hockey. That'd be.
That'd be
But
kind
this
of.
black.
Then we see
Can.
what?
His hook is all black. It goes from gold to black.
Yeah,
I would take that too.
that'd be.
But I mean, all in all, I mean, you go back to Kobe just being like, and that's what happened. Cool. But the show ends. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sabo was saying that's what happened.
They look the same.
The episode ends with Mossguard being crucified in broad daylight. Everybody laughing, clapping, cheering.
Oda said that he makes the celestial dragons attractive based on their deeds. So if they're all ugly, it's because they've all been shitty for a very long time. But funny enough, Mossguard was ugly in Fishman Island, but he wasn't when he was on that like cross. The boy looked like a Chad.
Shit was shining and shit. He had like the strong ass chin. Kept his
Strong
chin up too.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all being presided by one Sir Figureland Garling. Check out our Figureland Garling video. He has white hair, not red, so not changing that. But that is the official shit. But what?
In my head canon.
Yeah, how are we feeling about this episode? Was decent.
I like it because
Yeah.
you get a little more fleshed out of like the fourth to destroy Lelucia. I have my own theories that it's actually not been. This is all Emu's creations of some sort or a Vega creation, and then all three ancients are still out there somehow. So, I mean, we'll see.
It was a concise episode for me, but in retrospect and looking back, like a lot of stuff happened. Like there were a lot of checkpoints where you got a lot of info, or a lot of events went down, or a lot of people are going from one direction to the next, or someone's picking up a breadcrumb that was like Chekhov's gun, and now you're seeing it now. Or especially how we've been reading the manga, and now we see things in retrospect because of York. It's like, wow, it was only like 20 minutes or something, but goddamn, did a lot of shit happen.
Yep. And this has been a 20-minute recap on a 20-minute episode. Actually, we got a part 2 because I'm talking about episode 1121. It's a bunch of Marines. It's a recap.
Doesn't exist.
There we go. Now I can officially say this is the episode 1121 review. Thank you, everybody. We will catch y'all tomorrow. with the chopper video.
with the chopper video.